Hi everyone. As promised, I'm gonna get you you're gonna get to know me a little bit more with this channel than you do my other one with the wrestling and everything. And one of the things that you can know about me is, for as long as I can remember, I have been living with anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive disorder (OCD). Um, Everybody's manifests differently. Not everybody's gonna have it the same. Like, I was never somebody that had to flick the light switch on and off so many times before it was comfortable. Mine was different. I'll give you some examples. Everything I had to be like alphabetical order. My sock drawer was color coordinated, and that's not a big deal, I suppose. Like, all my movies were in alphabetical order. My books went by author, then alphabetical order, unless it was someone like Stephen King that had a lot of them. I went by author and year it was released. My CDs, singer or band, and then if they had more than one album, year it was released. So that's how I organized all that stuff. And I didn't think anything of it. I just figured, I'm organized. Yay for me. I was organized. And then as I get older, I start to realize if somebody moved something, like if I went out in public, we were at a table, there was like a salt shaker, pepper shaker, ketchup. I'd have to rearrange everything a certain way so it was even. And you always get that one person in your group that will move stuff because they think it's funny, not really understanding it's like annoying and shaking in my head, and it's gonna bug me until I move it back. I've always had people like that in my life. I don't know if they did it with any malicious intent or just to get a good laugh out of it. Like, I'd be out in the stores and say in the checkout at Walmart, and I'd be straightening up the shelves as I'm waiting. Things like that, which I found out at one point they don't like that. Honestly, I'm not gonna say I got yelled at, but I got stern talking to because I was straightening out the shelves. I don't know. Maybe they wanted someone else to do it. I'm not really sure. But they did not like it. And if I'm at a computer, I'll be sitting there, monitors here. Say you're the monitor. I take the mouse, like I'm doing what I'm doing, and I have to go around so the cursor goes all the way around the outline. I don't know why, but I have to do it like all the way around the edge of the screen. If I like twitch a little bit and it comes out, I have to go do it all again. I'm trying to get out of that. That one's very time consuming, by the way. It's very irritating. My old job, I worked with a cash register. A lot of money, because I worked with like cigarettes and video lottery terminals, the VLTs. I would get to work usually about an hour early, because I'd have to go in behind the counter where we worked, where we stayed. I'd straighten all the cigarettes up on the shelf. So, perfectly, like if you took one brand, you can't see one poking out. They're like completely straight. I'd go in a cash register, make sure every bill is facing the same way. Then we had a swipe card. We had to wear a lanyard around our neck to swipe in and out of the office. I'd use that to make sure all the bills are straight. Then I'd go through all the coins. Every coin, like penny, nickel, dime, everything. And make sure they were all tails up in the cash register. So I've often been asked, why tails? Don't know. I honestly don't know. Just, I wanted everything tails up. Even if I was playing cards with family and friends, say we're doing a little bit of gambling, just nickel and dime stuff. Every time someone threw a coin in the pot, I'd have to put it tails up. Have to, or it'd bother me. And to be perfectly open and blunt with you, I've seen a psychologist about my obsessive compulsive disorder for quite a while. And I've actually gotten a lot of it's gotten better. Like my coin thing. A couple weeks into my sessions, at the beginning of each session, she'd have some coins in her hand. and she'd throw it on the floor in front of me, make me look at it for 5 minutes, and not switch one around. Then she gave me a piece of paper to take home with columns on it, like what is my urge, like flip and change, whatever my urge was, how it made me feel if I didn't do it. Things like that were on the paper. But at the top of the paper, she took a penny, 1 penny, and taped it heads up to the top of the paper. Just so every time I filled out the paper, I had to see that penny. And I'll be honest, but I hated that damn penny. I really did. I wish I could explain it. I have a lot of family members, friends that don't really understand it. I wish I could explain why I hated it so much. And those people that did move stuff around the table after I got everything the way I wanted it, like, and start laughing, like, no idea how much that bothered me. Like, a lot. Anybody out there with obsessive compulsive disorder, or family or friends that have it, you understand what I'm talking about, I bet. Just some people just don't get it. It is something that can eat away at you, but people don't see it, so they don't get it. And I don't know if it's my anxiety, my depression, my obsessive compulsive disorder, but I do things like I chew the inside of my cheek. Like a nervous habit. That's why I always just called it nervous habit. I'd be like chewing the inside of my cheek to the point where it busted open and would start bleeding. Obviously, it hurt like hell, but I couldn't stop doing it. I'd do it over and over, even though like the searing pain through my head. Then I'd also do it to my bottom lip in the middle. Like I'd start chewing on my lip like that, but for like hours on end, to the point where more often than not, I end up with a big cut on the bottom lip. So it's actually like almost ripped in two. And it takes forever to heal because I can't stop chewing on the damn thing. And I hate it. I hate it. That's gotten a little bit better. My psychologist helped me a lot with the coins. It's true. She helped me a lot. Like going in my wallet, make me bring cash in. Not for her, but she'd go through and put all the bills just askew all over the place. Like I'd have it all facing the same way. She'd fix it. Well, fix it to her. To me, it was ruining it. Because it always baffled me. Why would someone do that? Why not have everything organized facing the same way? I don't know. So yeah, growing up, I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't. Until I got older. And back in school, I got made fun of a lot because of facial tics. Like I said, like I took the mouse with the keyboard, with the cursor, go all around the thing. I'd have facial tics like that, where I'd kind of like taking a breath, like, and I'd actually make that face doing it, but it wouldn't feel right. So I did it over and over and over again. Or my eyes, once in a while, I'd do like that, like, because it just wouldn't feel right. So I keep doing it, and I end up getting made fun of a lot because of it. Like, people would ask me, like, what are you doing with your face? Like, I was younger, so I hated being asked it. And one of my teachers pulled me aside after class to ask me about it. And it's like a shaking and gnawing at my brain. I do it once, like, and it doesn't feel the way it should. So, like, I have to keep doing it until it feels right. That's the only way I know how to explain it. I wish I was better at explaining stuff for you. Because that was a big part of me getting made fun of in school, was that stuff. It didn't feel right the first time. So I had to continuously do it until it felt right. The problem is it took way too long and people noticed. So, that's right. That's a lot of my obsessive compulsive disorder. It has gotten better. I do have certain things I still do. I still find myself straightening up shelves and stuff out in public, in stores. But the coins have gotten better. The bills have gotten better. And I was diagnosed with depression a long time ago, so I'm very sensitive. I hate it. I hate it. But I take things to heart so much. And then I obsess about it. And I wish I could be one of those people. Like, I really do. I wish I could be someone that hears something, just, it rolls off, doesn't bother them at all. But no. I get my feelings hurt very easily, and I don't like that at all. Like, people lose touch after a while. If I lose touch with a friend, I take it so personally, and it irritates me so much. I don't sleep much because of my anxiety. I don't, I could be dead tired, like, fighting to stay awake, you know what I mean? As soon as my head hits the pillow, just like that, my mind's going, what could go wrong tomorrow? My mind will go through 50 damn scenarios of stuff that could happen. That could happen. So imagine what my head goes through if something goes wrong today, what my head's going to go through tonight. My head will go through like, what could happen if at work I make a simple mistake? Like, nothing to worry about. My mind knows it was a simple, stupid mistake. But then when I get to bed, my mind will like blow it way out of proportion. It's like, holy crap. What if you get in so much trouble? What if this happened? What if that happened? Like, my mind will go through so many goddamn scenarios, honestly, that in my mind, I'm filling out applications for another damn job. Honestly, that's the truth. And I know logically it was a simple mistake. But this brain does not like Joey very much. It really doesn't. I don't know what brought all this on. I don't know if all like anxiety and stuff's genetic or not. I don't know. And to be honest, I haven't researched because when I was seeing a psychologist about my obsessive compulsive disorder and anxiety and depression, she told me, don't read about it. Don't do that. And I was like, that's weird. Why? Because my anxiety, if I read about it, all of a sudden my anxiety, like, oh shit, what if I have that? And you can give yourself stuff like that just by worrying so much about it, I guess. Be honest, it was a long time ago I was seeing this psychologist, so I don't really remember exactly how she put it. But she said, don't. I guess mainly you can worry yourself sick about something, which is true. I've done that before, worrying about something so much, I make myself sick. But my mind will do that, like, no matter what. I can't fall asleep right away. Because my mind's going over so many different things that have not went wrong yet. That went wrong today. This could happen tomorrow. What if something happens next week? And how would it affect me? What would I do if I didn't have a job next year? Like, stuff like that. Some stuff doesn't even concern me. Like, at all. I'll hear about something that happened over in China and I start worrying about it. That's just an example. China's always the first place that pops in my head for some reason. I don't know. I'd like to see China someday. That has nothing to do with this video. Just, I'd like to see China someday. Now you know. I know I'm not the only one out there with these mental disabilities. Be honest, I didn't know until I got older, though, how many other people feel like I do. Honestly, I thought I was alone. I did. I thought I was alone for so long. And as a lot of you can probably relate, I have a lot of pet peeves when it comes to this stuff. Because I do have a lot of people in my life that don't understand it at all. Like, the two worst things people say to me. It could be worse. That's not helpful. And just don't think about it. That's the big one. Just don't think about it. Like, geez, I wish I would have thought of that myself. Problem solved right there. Just don't think about it anymore. It wouldn't be called obsessive if I could just not think about it. I don't know. I imagine some of you probably heard that before too. I know I'm not the only one that's heard that. Because I have met other people as I got older that had this stuff. And they've all heard it before too. Like I said, I'm not one of those OCD people that have to turn stuff off and on. I've met some throughout my time. I have. they have to enter and re-enter a room like 4 or 5 times before they can actually stay in the room. I've never been like that, but when I used to drive to work, because now I live close, I walk. When I used to drive to work, on the way to work and on the way home from work, I stopped the car. I pulled over into a parking lot. I didn't just stop the car in the middle of the road, so you know. Just in case someone's watching, I was like, why the hell would that idiot stop the car in the middle of the road? No, I pulled the car over into a parking lot. Even if it was like 3 in the morning. Because my old job, I got off at 3 in the morning. I'd pull over, walk around the car to check all 4 tires. And the reason for that was because for some reason I'd get driving. All of a sudden, is that tire going flat? Like, it would pop in my head. What if that tire's going flat? I don't notice. And then the damn thing pops while I'm driving. Wipe out the car. Possibly hurt myself. Hurt someone else. I don't want that. So I'd pull over, walk around, check all 4 tires. Then on the way home, I'd do it all again. I don't know why. That is one of my irrational fears. Honestly, like, it always ever since I first started driving, that's been one of my fears, and I don't know where the hell it came from. I've talked to a couple people about it, and no one seems to know, like, why the tires? Why flat? It doesn't make any sense. So that's a little bit of the stuff I deal with, and when I have my good days too. I'll wake up ready to go, but most days, like, there are a lot of days where it's hard to get out of bed. I worry so much about everything, I just don't want to get out of bed. So that's a little bit about me. I do have my good days, so I want all of you to tell me about your situations. I want to create this little community where we can all open up and share our stories. If any of you can relate to what I've just said, let me know. Until next time, thanks for listening, and thanks for getting to know me a little bit better, everybody. I appreciate all of you.